Why does sustainability in wine matter?
It's almost a crazy question.
Grapevine is a perennial plant. It lasts for many years, even sometimes over 100 years. It's really important to treat the surrounding area around the vine with care and a level of forethought for people that are going to come generations after me.
The true definition of sustainability is essentially what all of our family's life work has been on the place. I mean, you know, we live here, so the idea of spraying anything other that's going to kill us just doesn't make a lot of sense no matter what. But also, we love the animals that are living here. So there's just been this natural tendency towards sustainability as long as I've been here. Our family's been here since 1858. That's 6 generations of grape growing, winemaking.
Being the oldest family-owned winery is pretty crazy to be able to say in itself. And the fact that the Bundschus have been farming sustainably since they started farming in 1858. This is way before modern farming techniques.
Working for the Bundschus is why I'm still here. They're an amazing family and they truly care. They understand the whole process from the dirt all the way through to the wine.
You know, the industry, it's so traditional and historical, and you know, the farmers learn from their dads who learn from their grandpa.
My great-great-great-grandparents called this place Rhinefarm. They came to Sonoma, and you know, if you were to drive around Sonoma now today, you'd see a lot of the buildings that were there about that time. The history of our place and the history of the town goes back as far as the state does, and quite a ways back through American history.
Sort of in the residential part of Sonoma, but we're kind of going the back way to the plaza, which is the epicenter of life in the town. And we live on this street. That's my house over there. But it's 3 blocks from where I went to elementary school. I made a joke the other day about, you know, I'm not making it very far in life, because that's where I went to kindergarten, right in that building over there. I don't know if it's just me or but the trees, like the trees are, you know, whatever it is. You drive around and you just look at these trees and they're like, holy Toledo, it's incredible. My grandmother would plant trees, and as a kid I'd be like, what are you planting a tree for? It's gonna be like a million years before they're big. And she would do it all the time and just insist they made the world better. And you know, all these years later I get why.
The feeling of Rhinefarm is something that you can't really explain. It's more something you have to experience.
There's a vibe, there's a feeling, an aura, whatever you want to call it, that is amazing. And I love watching people key into that.
My name is Abel Amezquita, and I'm Facilities and Vineyard Manager for Bundschus Company for the last 24 years. Knowing this place, I mean, and every year is different. I mean, due to the mother nature, like, you know, it so depends the weather that we get every year. And sometimes vines grow really quick because of the weather, and sometimes vines grow really slow because of the weather. So we have to work with Mother Nature. What
pushed us toward regenerative organic for me was, it was really the regenerative part of the organic certification.
Yeah, Megan Murphy is our sustainability manager, and she's really spearheaded this transition all the way through from organics to regenerative organic certification. We could have never done it without her.
To me, regenerative is this holistic resilience. I think that regenerative is super impactful in the way that It's science-based and outcome-driven.
When we got clued into what regenerative organic was about, the fact that it not only talked about the property, but it talked about our treatment of the people. It talked ultimately, as we get to the overall ecosystem, that was really attractive to me. And it was a framework for us to say, okay, we're gonna lean into certification, not because it's cool and not because it's gonna look good on our label, but because it represents fundamentally what we've been trying to do here our whole career.
What's really awesome about the regenerative certification is that it sits on 3 pillars: animal welfare, soil health, and farm worker fairness. And all of these certifications that are out there right now kind of just tell you what you can and can't do. But regenerative, it requires you to look so close at the biggest elements of your land and how they fully function together as one, and how everything can't be successful without the other. On property, we have ground solar array panels, as well as photovoltaic floating panels on our wastewater ponds. So our winery wastewater is 100% recycled and put back out for irrigation. Our solar panels allow us to power all of our winery pumps.
Regenerative farming to me is selfishly all about wine quality. It's about soil health, it's about plant health, it's about worker health, and that all leads to really great grapes, and great grapes lead to really great wine.
It looks like a good crop. It looks like there's volume. That it's like the most critical piece, because all this little blooming here is like, it hasn't happened completely yet. And so we're like we're sort of right in the most vulnerable, important state, because those should all turn to berries, but you know, with the wind or anything, you could blow that off and it would mess things up. So can wine save the world? I think people becoming together can save the world, and wine really helps that to happen. Stepping back a bit from just the role that wine plays vis-a-vis itself, I've been thinking a lot about the role wine and food, and for that matter, anything that gets people around the table play. That really is the highest and best use of what we're doing. It's got to be tried. So that's what I'm thinking about lately. What darkness could fool the light inside?